Hello Crypto News, today is December 2nd, 2025, and the top cryptocurrency news is as follows. Let's start traditionally with our ETFs and go to the spot Bitcoin ETF, which on December 1st, without BlackRock, we are at $74 million in inflows, and let you know that the spot Bitcoin ETF also reached $3.5 billion in outflows in November, which is the biggest month of outflows since February. And we already know from Crypto News that November closed in the negative for Bitcoin, at least for 2025. For our Ethereum ETF without BlackRock, on December 1st, we are at minus $105 million in outflows. As you can see, ETFs have low volume numbers. However, what can change this? And this is called Vanguard, where the company's 50+ million clients will have access to cryptocurrency ETFs. Specifically, Vanguard is the second largest manager in the world and is going to allow its clients to start trading cryptocurrencies on its platform starting today, contrary to the company's previous policy, which did not want to see them at all. Let's say that Vanguard has ruled out meme coins as well as the creation of its own ETF for now, so ETFs from other companies will be traded on its platform. So we may see more trading volume as Vanguard is the second largest monster on the planet after BlackRock. Moving on to our ETFs, let me tell you that today Grayscale will again start trading the spot ETF for Chainlink, which was a trust and became an ETF. It's classic strategy. Speaking of trading volume, let's go back to last week, where last week we saw inflows of another $1.07 billion. And let's say Bitcoin had $364 million, Ethereum had $309 million, and the number that we don't see often is XRP, which got $289 million, please, in inflows, while its numbers are much lower. And in the episode, I'll have more news on XRP. Moving on to our companies, we'll go to Sony. The well-known Sony, which is rumored to have released its own stablecoin that will be pegged to the dollar in 2026 to promote it in America, and with it you will be able to make transactions in the Sony ecosystem, such as buying video games for the PlayStation. So Sony is one of the few very large companies that has gone so deep into the blockchain and is starting to use all the goods that we offer. And let's say that Sony has its own layer 2, as you already know from Crypto News. Continuing with our companies, let me tell you that typically the strategy bought 130 Bitcoin for $11.7 million, and now it reaches 650,000 BTC, while Mr. Tom Lee from BitMine announced that he bought 97,000 Ethereum as he awaits the upgrade that will come this month, if I'm not mistaken. Now for Ripple and XRP, let me tell you that Ripple, which is the company that makes XRP, managed to secure a license from Singapore so that it can promote its own stablecoin, USD there. And as we said, the more this stablecoin opens up, the better it is for XRP and for Ripple as a company. Let me also tell you that Ripple's stablecoin has managed to reach $1.26 billion in capitalization, and 82% of that money is on the Ethereum chain and not the XRPL chain. This is something that perhaps makes sense, as most of the stablecoin's capitalization is currently on Ethereum. Continuing, we're going to go to the end of our day, and we're going to Kalshi, which may start a new trend for Solana, as Kalshi is the largest prediction company, something like Polymarket, which is now offering contracts on the blockchain, allowing users to place their predictions on the Solana blockchain. And furthermore, I'll tell you that this will be done through Jupiter and TFLO, at least I understand from their advertising. So this, as I said, may start a new trend for Solana, because as we know, prediction markets are very popular, as Polymarket has shown us. So because the meme coin trend is slowly fading on Solana, maybe it will start a new one. And now going into our market, we're gonna go to Bitcoin, which is at $87,000 with the price remaining at our support. And this week we have some very good numbers on the 4th of the month when unemployment claims will come out to see how the US labor market is doing. And on the 5th of the month, the PCE will come out, and that will show us how well the US is doing with its population. So these are two very important numbers that will decide in 8 days whether we will have a rate cut or not. Currently, we have an 87% chance of seeing a rate cut, but if the numbers I told you come out really bad, that number could drop. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, December 2nd, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone, and have a good day.